What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bride, back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15. So obviously, spoiler warning for The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15, but some comic stuff as well. If you're worried about spoilers, just stop watching. But we got the spoilers, potential spoilers for 9:15 from the Spoiling Dead fans, so definitely shout out to them. And I have to say, I'm excited for the fair this Sunday, and hopefully you've already seen the video about the potential Pike victims. There is not going to be a cliffhanger, do not worry. Now the Q&A from the Spoiling Dead fans for 9:15, the calm before. What kind of activities are happening at the fair? Do they finally watch the movie? Basically activities similar to what you'd find at a typical fair or carnival, a dunking booth with Eugene as the dunkee, candy apples, barbecue, symphony of awesome, etc. Yes, they do watch the movie. It's some kind of animated movie or cartoon. Why does the group venture outside the walls during the fair? What is their mission? They go out as kind of a patrol to guard and protect the community from the Whispers. So Symphony of Awesome is these two-man band. Will they sing? Will they not? I just see Luke as The Walking Dead's version of Jack Black. Skadoosh. I can't wait to see how it goes down for the performances, the carnival fair atmosphere. It should be great. It should be entertaining, but we know what's waiting, so dun dun dun. Jerry, Nabila look to be safe. I'm kind of glad about that. As long as Jerry and Ezekiel are going to be around for a while, it should be awesome. But how long? Again, episode 9:15 is not the last episode of the season. We still have episode 9:16. So what will happen there? We just don't know. And like I said before, I think we could have a Glenn and Abraham type thing when Abraham was picked first. And then we're like, Glenn's going to make it. And then boop, nope. Back at it. So will some of these characters get taken out in episode 9:16 or in the Whisperer War? What about Cal, Marco, people that go back to Hilltop? We'll talk about them in a second, but there doesn't seem much information about them because everybody that goes out for the search party doesn't stay at the fair. Daryl, Carol, and Michonne go look for the group of people that didn't make it to the fair from Hilltop, and then I believe Marco, Cal, and a couple people go back to Hilltop. DJ sticks around, but I don't think he's going to make it. And I think and hope 9:15 will be a very good episode. In the sneak peek, we see several characters discover an overturned Hilltop wagon. We see them decide to split up. What happens to the group that are tasked with going back to Hilltop? We don't know. We don't see that group again for the remainder of the episode. What happens to Carol, Daryl, Michonne, and Yumiko when they end up at the Whisperer camp? Alpha shows up and immediately taunts them. She interacts with Daryl the most. She tells him that she's been inside their walls and it's a joke because communities like that are a thing of the past. This means by this time she's already infiltrated the fair and killed all her victims. She finally takes Daryl and shows him their massive Whisperer herd. It's probably the Walker herd that's in the comics. It's huge. She tells him that if they cross over into Whisperer territory one more time, she would take out all the communities with this herd. And yes, Alpha delivers her iconic comic line about destroying everyone you built in this world. Very interesting. But how will Alpha be stopped? We probably won't find out till season 10. But what's going to happen with Cal, Marco, and the group that goes back to Hilltop? Will they make it back to Hilltop? Will they be stopped by another group of Whisperers? What's going to happen there? We don't know. Can't wait to find out one way or another. But season 9, episode 16 should hopefully be awesome as well, like 9:15. But what do you think of Marco, Oscar, DJ? Well, we'll find out about DJ in a second. What do you think these smaller characters are going to have for the show? Maybe bigger parts? Are they going to die in the Whisperer War? And if you don't know what the Whisperer War is, it should be awesome for the show in season 10. It may be half a season, and to be honest, I hope it's half a season. As for Daryl and Alpha, I guess that's what it's going to be. Daryl and Alpha. And to be honest, Daryl and Alpha make the most sense because Alpha and Daryl already interacted, so why would she talk to somebody else? That would just be starting over with a new person, but either way, she kind of knows Daryl, and Daryl knows her in some weird way. But it's interesting that Alpha is probably the biggest villain in the Walking Dead universe. Sorry, Negan, she really is. But I find it interesting that Alpha has not had a chance to interact with Daryl Dixon because Daryl Dixon is not in the comic. Rick, Maggie are who she talked to before, and it should be a little different. I could see Carol hopefully having a badass moment with Alpha, some big fight scene or something where badass Carol is back. I hope that happens at least probably in season 10 if we're going to get it at all. How does Alpha infiltrate the fair? Is she alone? Who does she interact with? She scalps a woman from the Hilltop named Hilda and infiltrates the fair as a Deborah from Alexandria. She is alone, and the only person she interacts with is Ezekiel. She introduces herself as Deborah from Alexandria, and because the communities have been apart for so long, Ezekiel isn't suspicious that he doesn't know her. He gives her a tour of the fair. What is going on with Sadiq? We're not sure. Supposedly, Sadiq was going to be a Pike victim, but Alpha changes her mind for some unknown reason. So that's where some of the rumors have been going around that Sadiq may be in on with the Whispers and helping the Whispers to save alive or save Rosita. So is it true that Sadiq is a traitor? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But we'll find out if it's going to happen in episode 915 or 16. Hopefully we get a little more information. I don't want to see Sadiq be a traitor, but I'm just letting you know what the rumor is. I didn't come up with it. I'm not saying it's true or not, but it could or could not be true. As for Hilda, we haven't seen her before. It's a new character that we'll meet in this episode that we meet, and then she goes bye-bye. Like Jocelyn in episode 914, we met her, and she went bye-bye. But remember the green dress, remember the blonde hair, remember the hat, and I believe Alpha will have that to get into the fair. As for Ezekiel giving a tour to Alpha, he doesn't know any better. He doesn't know who Deborah is. Well, Alpha is, and then Deborah, who she is from Alexandria, right? But it's just interesting that we're going to have that. It's kind of that thing that we know who Alpha is and that character doesn't. You're going to be like, come on, no, you should have taken her out. What are you doing? Alpha's the bad person. But it should make the episode very interesting. Hilda is a character that was mentioned before about the lady who made the wooden coins. We're going to see the wooden coins again. And I guess it's just easier for the writers to bring a character in, have a little part, and then get rid of them. Because they did that with Jocelyn in 914 for the flashback, and they're doing it again with Hilda and Miles in 915, because they're both going to get taken out. How are the Pike victims revealed? Alpha releases Daryl, Carol, Michonne, and Yumiko and tells Daryl that they'll see a final warning on the way back to the Hilltop that marks the border along Whisper territory. The warning turns out to be the Pikes. The reveal is similar to the comic reveal, reanimated heads and all. Each reveal is accompanied by a flashback of other characters looking for that victim. How does Carol react to seeing Henry? Well, we don't know at first who was on the Pike, Ezekiel or Henry. Daryl sees and then runs back to Carol to try and stop her from seeing. He says, hey, just look at me. Don't look at that, look at me. But she does, and we see that it's Henry. It's Sophia all over again. So Carol is going to lose another child, and they love to do that on The Walking Dead, and I definitely feel bad for Carol. And as I look at this picture, I just see this could possibly be it, the Pike reveal. And we all know that Daryl's going to be involved with it because he's involved with everything. Every episode. I think he's been in every episode of season 9. Maybe one episode he wasn't, but that's okay. Daryl's a big part of the show, and clearly Daryl will continue his parts with the Whispers, for sure. But the fact that Carol is losing another child, at least she's not losing Ezekiel. That's important. Even though I still feel like we're going to get another character death in 916. And it could be Ezekiel still. Like, he survived the Pikes, but he dies another way, and he doesn't make it to the Whisper War. But I hope Carol becomes badass Carol, because that would be awesome. What happens with Lydia? She stays at the Hilltop. Alpha does find her, but Lydia tells her off and refuses to go back with her. That should have just happened way long ago. She should have went back with Alpha. Luke and Alden should have came back to Hilltop, and Lydia's like, I don't want to be back here. I'm going to stay there. But, we had to drag it out for a couple episodes. But, it's all right. It's part of the story. How does the episode end? It ends with a kind of memorial service for the Pike victims and Sadiq giving a long, inspirational speech promoting unity among the communities. Unity among the community. But what's going to happen with Lydia now? Who's she going to be connected with? And my guess is Daryl, because it makes sense that Aaron foreshadowed that Daryl would be a great father one day. And he could, and he should. And I think he'll be connected with Lydia going forward, but we'll see what happens. And a lot of people are kind of pissed, like, you killed off Carl for what? To give it to Henry. And then you kill off Henry. I mean, what's going on here? They don't want to have teenage kids turn into adult actors on this show? I mean, come on. But Tara's going to be gone. Enid, Ozzy, Ozzy's number 2, DJ, Addie, Rodney, Tammy Rose, Henry, and Frankie. I wonder how losing Frankie and DJ is going to impact Negan, because they were former saviors. Does somebody let Negan out of his jail cell? Is it Laura? Will Negan interact with Alpha? I got so many questions and I can't wait to find out, because I think Negan connecting with Alpha could be awesome. And will we get that comic storyline with Negan and Alpha and Negan and Beta? I hope so. I hope for both of those things, because Negan should step up and be a big part of the story, have a redemption arc, and taking out some of the Whispers. Maybe takes out Alpha, maybe takes out Beta, maybe takes out both. Maybe he doesn't do anything. We'll have to wait and see. But those are the potential spoilers for episode 915. I can't wait to watch. Hopefully you'll join us for our live stream on Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, and as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.